guys, what's going on, man? What's going on here, man? This place, whew, that little intersection right there is rough. One of my friends got blasted in his car right there. This truck came over and just boom, totaled his car. So dumb. He's okay though. Anyways, what's going on? A nice 106 degrees. Well, it's probably not that. Just let it cool down and let it do its thing. So there's something different on my bike that you guys might be able to, well, find. If you watch my channel long enough, you'll be able to find it. I got something new. Comment. What do you think I gotta do? I'll just say it at the end of the video, and maybe a little quick rundown why I got it. I don't know. Most of you should know anyways, or maybe you should know. I don't know. Anyways, all right. Wow, it's blazing hot. Okay, so if you're a motorcycle guy, motorcycle person, anyone that rides motorcycles or is interested in motorcycles, you should know by now that there's a company that they're being accused of being the Big W. Yes, the Big W. Oh my gosh. They have some very questionable policies and whatnot. And so I thought, you know, there might be a lot of people now that is very upset with the W-ness of HD, the whole thing that they're involved in. So there's a lot of people that I've been seeing on the forums, pages, Facebook pages and stuff, that they are pretty upset, and they are vowing not to buy HD products, whether it be a motorcycle, a shirt, or anything for that matter. So they're just like, you know what, we're not gonna buy your stuff because we do not want you doing this and this and this and that. So, you know, I can see where people can be very particular. Let's just, you know, for motorcycles, for instance, okay, since we're talking about motorcycles, why do we ride motorcycles? It's to get away from everything, right? For the most part, we ride our motorcycles because we just want to relax and just chill. Or some people want to just wide open throttle, get their adrenaline up, and just, that's their part of relaxation. For me, it's going a pretty good distance, riding and just chillaxing, really not having to go that fast. Yeah, I did that when I was younger, so I'm over that. You know, in my early 20s, I was like, okay, I had enough fun, started doing cruisers, whatnot. But I get where people just, they don't want all the stuff. I'm not a political channel. I don't like talking politics, and I certainly don't want it in my the brands and stuff that I buy. I don't think a company, personally, I don't think a company should be pushing anything at all. Not one thing that isn't their brand. You know, if they're pushing something where they're like, you know what, we think this is better for fill in the blank because of fill in the blank, and it's like, that doesn't have anything to do with your product. I can understand if you're like, hey, we're going to buy our tires from fill in the blank for our motorcycles because they perform better than the other name brand, whatever. Yeah, fine, cool, whatever. You try, you know, that's the motorcycle stuff, and I can see why people are upset. So, saying all that, people that have vowed to not buy Harley Davidson stuff, so these people have a dilemma. So the dilemma is, like I stated, what bike they're going to buy or what products they're going to buy. So the three, or the two actually, that I've heard most commonly is Indian Motorcycle and Honda. I mean, that's it. The Goldwing is very popular. It's a great bike, and Indians, hands down, are, in my opinion, when it comes to the engine, the reliability, You know, maybe not reliability as much. What am I kidding? Yes. Yeah, I've looked at so many architecture designs of, or looked at engine designs, the architecture of it, and fail points and potential fail points. Harley Davidson motors have fail points built in. They could fix them, but they do not. Why? Well, it's kind of nostalgic. It creates other things that people like. You know, it's not entirely a bad thing, and it doesn't make the engine bad. But Indian, on the other hand, they make fantastic engines. I mean, their engines are amazing. Indian, right? It's owned by Polaris. Polaris made this engine right here. Now, granted, Polaris, those you may not know, Polaris did not actually build this Freedom 106 or build it. They didn't design it. They did not design it. I don't know everything behind the small group of people that designed this engine, but Polaris bought the design because it's such a good and just a beastie build of an engine. So Polaris took the Victory 106 Freedom, and that was kind of like their base. So that's their so that's their platform for their engine. What did they build? They built the Thunderstroke 111, and yes, it's a pushrod motor, but that freaking motor might as well be bulletproof, man. I have seen, if I could find a picture, which I don't know, I might. So people post, you know, what's your mileage in forums, or Indian forums. If you're part of the Indian forums, you've probably seen it. Some dude posted his mileage, 440,000 miles, like 400,000 miles clocked. 400,000 miles. Nothing has went wrong with that engine. Not even the lifters went bad. Oh my gosh, that's insane. 400,000 miles, not 40, not 400 miles, but 400,000. 400,000, right? Oh my, that is some amazing mileage out of a motorcycle. That is impressive. And I've seen plenty with 200K on the dial. I've seen 160 on the dial. For as far as Harley Davidson goes, the M8 in particular, I have seen 100,000 miles on those engines. I have seen a little bit over 100K. I think the highest number I've seen in the forums is 135K, and that was pretty impressive as well. But they didn't have problem-free rides, so they replaced stuff. They replaced oil pumps, cam plates, lifters. A lot of them replaced lifters. I don't know what the heck is wrong with the lifters. It may not be on every M8 motor, but man, it seems like some people were just plagued with lifter problems like after 2019 or so. It's just, I don't know, it was kind of weird. And you know, so that's why I say the Indian motor, at least the Thunderstroke, I don't know about the Power Plus, which is their liquid cooled in the Challenger. I have seen that it weeps fluid. So those that, if you don't know what that is, weeping. So around the cylinders, or around the, would it be this, not the cylinders, like on the outside, basically the outside of the motor. So you have water jackets in the motor, and that's where all the coolant flows through. So anyways, where the two pieces meet, so like this part is the head of this motor, and then the bottom part's where the piston's at. Well, right where they meet, it'll start to weep a little bit, or at the very bottom side where the cylinder is. Actually, yeah, it's at the bottom side of the cylinder. So it'll start to weep out fluid, or fluid will start to just barely leak out around the gasket. And I have seen that. Woo, man, it's hot. I have seen that on the Challenger. They do have some electrical issues, like electrical gremlins. There's a check engine codes that just pop up all the time, but then they just fix themselves and go away. So they have those kind of problems, but not all of them. You know, just like Harley, it's not every single one of them. It's just those are the problems that you can expect to run into. So if you're thankfully you're still watching, because I ramble on. If you're new to my channel, I ramble on a lot. I mean, it's hot. I have attention deficit disorder. I go off on a tangent constantly. Things catch me off guard, like, ooh, look, that's shiny. Stuff like that. So bear with me. Okay, so if you're trying to choose in between, you're anti Harley Davidson now, and you're going with Mr. The bike guru. Is it biker guru? I can never remember his name. I just remember the guru thing. The dude with the long beard, and he's definitely not buying any Harley Davidson anything. And I could see, you know, his point and others' point. You know, I get it. I totally get it. We're motorcyclists, and we get really irritated when you try to push stuff on us that's not what we're about. And all we want to do is ride, man. That's it. From biker to biker, it doesn't matter anything. It doesn't matter what color bike you got. It doesn't matter if you're left, right, center, up, down, back. It doesn't matter what color our skin is. You ride two wheels, dude, it's like family.
I don't have friends. I got family.
It doesn't matter if you're on a sport bike, a cruiser, I mean, maybe a moped. Maybe. I don't know about mopeds, man. Those people might be a little crazy. Just riding those things everywhere, just hitting potholes. Anyways, I digress. The motorcycle community is a really tight-knit community. You get a bunch of bikers together in a ride, it's amazing. We're just chilling, having fun, and just riding, you know. Just open throttle, taking off. Yeah, just like I am right now. Just, oh yes, it's nice, right? It's just enjoying life. And then people just throw in stuff to irritate. It's like, yo, man, I don't care about these policies and stuff you're doing. Just shut up, take my money, give me the product, and only talk about your product. I don't care about anything else other than your product, and shut up. I mean, plain and simple. Don't do the stuff you're doing, just make my products you're selling me better. That's it, plain and simple. So if you're gonna go Honda, go Honda. I mean, if you don't care about looks, accessories, and you know, stuff like that, not just saying they look bad, but especially the accessory part, go Honda. If you don't care, you're not going to change anything on it, you're just going to ride, go for a Honda. I mean, I think it'll last forever. It's a Honda. Honda Gold Wings are just amazing motorcycles. And if you still want a cruiser, well, a cruiser, I mean, the Gold Wing is a cruiser. If you still want an American cruiser, let me put that, man. You want an American bagger, then go Indian. There's nothing wrong with that. You can go any way you want. You can go Challenger, you can go Chieftain, but you're going to be limited in accessories. So what I mean by accessories is Harley Davidson has a massive amount of accessories when it comes to past the normal things. They got bars. Everybody's got bars. Everybody's got grips. Everybody's got floorboards, shifters, lights, windshields, I mean, gas caps, crash bars or highway bars, pegs, all that stuff, right? All that is common. But when I'm talking about Harley, I mean a stretched rear end kit made of fiberglass meant for audio competition, you know, that kind of stuff. Specialty pieces that these companies only produce for Harley Davidson. So one big company is Voodoo Bike Works. So Voodoo Bike Works, they pretty much have kind of cornered the audio market for the rear end kit. So it's a long stretched out fender, long stretched out bags with a lot of cubic area for subwoofers or mid-bass speakers. So these are for people trying to put massive amounts of audio in their motorcycles. It's really cool, but you're not gonna see an Indian doing that unless somebody could do their own fiberglass work, or they try to adapt a Harley Davidson bag system, a whole kit to their Indian. Now that would actually be kind of cool, seeing that. Now, then that, you know, that's just like completely custom right there, which is actually cool. Completely different from everyone else. I've only seen one other like Challenger that has a stretched out audio system, bag set, and fender, and I think that is from Dirty Bird. I think they're called Dirty Bird Customs, or I don't remember. I just know, I know the company, I just don't even remember the name, like escapes me. I know it's Dirty Bird. So they're based in Arizona, but man, his bags are, whew, they are some pricey bags. Not to say Voodoo isn't pricey, those are also pricey, but if you don't care about going extreme in your accessories and going crazy on the engine, so camshafts, if you're cool with having like one type of camshaft, then you'll be good with the Indian. So the Indian has like one company that makes cams for them. Actually, I think two companies. I think Andrews makes cams for them, the 111s and the 116s, and Lloyd's Motorworks. He also makes cams for Indians. He's a Victory guy, so he makes Victory cams as well. And he's a great tuner. There's only very few people that had problems with him, and I don't even know if it was him. It was, who knows what the heck it was, but it's so few and far in between. It's kind of makes me a little skeptical of people that had problems. Actually, to be honest with you, it's the people that had problems, I can't even count them on one hand. So there you go. They're just a solid product. Anyways, so Lloyd's make cams. I think Andrews makes cams. I don't think Woods makes cams. They might. So 2 to 3 companies make cams. They're like a 585 and a 558, I think, something like that. So you got a pretty big cam and then a little bit smaller cam, to put it simple. But with Harley Davidson, there is so many cams for the M8. I mean, you probably got 10 companies making camshafts for those bikes, and they're all different kinds of torque and power ranges. It's Harley Davidson is king when it comes to motor accessories. You're gonna change like everything: oil pump, cam plate, camshaft, bearings, cam bearing, main bearing. I mean, it just never ends. Big bore kits. S&S makes big bore kits. Fueling makes big bore kits. Cam kits. You know, all this stuff. Turbos. Trask makes turbos. And Lloyd's, he does make a turbo. He puts a turbo on the Thunderstroke 116. He might have turboed one of his big bore kits. I think he has like a 121 and a 135 or something like that. Yeah, so he sells the big bore kit. So you got one company for your Indians that are big bore. So if you want to make big power, you have to literally go to his shop to get it done. So yeah, that blows. If you want a bunch of power and upgrade your engine, then you're gonna have to go to the Harley Davidson side. Indian is definitely not going to be a place you want to be going to if you want a super fast, high horsepower torque bike. Now, that's not to say the Indian is slow. It's not slow by any means. It's, in my opinion, it's a little bit better when it comes to ride. The suspension is better. The torque curve is better. It's more useful. Anybody who's ridden the 116 Thunderstroke, you know that freaking motor from a dig, from right off the line, that thing just hooks. It hooks so hard. And it blows the Harley out of the water. But of course, the M8 sucks it up in the end and just boom, takes off. You know, it's got better top end on it. The Thunderstroke is just a torque machine. It gets you moving because of all the torque, and then the Harley keeps you moving because of the HP. And that's how they tune that motor. So those are the things you can look for when deciding. And I didn't even really talk about the Honda because, well, it's a Honda. It's basically a bulletproof bike. You don't change the engine. The accessories are basically going to be from Honda themselves, and the very few people who make accessories for them. It's going to be lights and stuff, you know, related to lights. There might be a few things here and there. I'm not really deep into the Honda bagger scene, but I have seen some pretty cool ones in the audio world, and they're custom. I mean, they put subs and all that stuff. That's what you're into. But as far as like upgrading power, I'm pretty sure you're going to spend a lot of money. Are cams made for those, or do they make cams for them? I have no idea. So I will put that one low on the list, like for me personally, because, you know, this bike is actually getting a little long in the tooth. I love this Victory, but man, I'm wanting a new bike because I'm not putting any more stuff on this because the aftermarket for this is dead. So I have to make stuff for it, which I can make a certain amount of stuff for it. I work at a fabrication shop. I machine side covers and stuff for this. You know, it's not a big deal. If I wanted to make floorboards, I'll make my own floorboards. It just, you know, take me a little bit of time. Man, it's 98 degrees. Don't feel that bad today. So, what did I change on my bike? Did you guys guess already? You got to have guessed. I mean, it's literally right in your face. Either in your face on your phone, in your face on the TV, or in your face on your computer. What is it? What is it? Oh my gosh, it's these right here. These things right here, these handlebars. Woo! Wait, what's going on? Let me get blasted. Okay, so it's these handlebars. Woo! Yeah. So these handlebars are supposedly 17-inch. I don't know why. That just sounds so... I think it was labeled wrong. Maybe like 17-inch from here to here. That I can see. Here to here, it's more probably like 14... Maybe like 14-inch. 15, yeah. Yeah, these are like... It would be like a 14-inch bar if we started here and went up. So my other ones were down here. If you notice, I mean, if I can find a picture, boom, I'll put it like right here and then a side-by-side maybe. See if I can do that little video magic thing. I'm not that good at editing videos, but man, if I can do that. There it is. Okay, so that was the difference, and it's actually a very big difference. Those who know, I have a herniated disc in my neck. I feel like I say this all the time, and those bars were actually causing a little bit of pain because I had to lean forward way too much because they were like they were lower, and I had to lean forward a little bit, and so it was really kind of wrecking my neck a bit. So I figured I just kind of put my hands up here like this. My mirrors were about right here, maybe a little bit over here, and I was just like, okay, this seems like it could be better, but it needs to be a little bit closer to me, just a little bit, so I can squeeze my shoulder blades together just a bit. So, well, I found these, I bought them, I installed them. I didn't shoot the video. I can go over a quick little install without taking this thing apart again, but if somebody wants, just comment. I usually get to read all my comments because I don't have really too many people commenting. I mean, I only got like 1,400 subscribers. Thank you, you 1,400 that are watching. Thank you very much. So yeah, and well, that's a new thing. These taller bars are great. They're not particularly the best kind of welds. I weld for a living. I mean, this is a lot of wire that's on these, a lot of MIG wire that's on these, but you know, I'll take them. I was going to refinish them, but you know, I was like, you know what, I just don't care. they look good enough, and I'm fine with that. Yeah, even though I can fix it. Who knows? It might irritate me so much that I'm just gonna take them off and go, you know what, I'm just gonna fix it. Who cares? And I'm just gonna run a nice little bead on there, clean it up, and just I probably won't though. I've gotten a little lazy. It's a lot. Anyway, all right, so well, it's blazing hot, and that's what I had to say about Harley Davidson, Indian, and Honda. So if you're looking, I mean, you got two choices, unless you want to go sport bike, which if you're on a cruiser, most likely you don't want to go sport bike. You're like me and you got back issues and neck issues and life issues. All right, so anyways, ride what you ride, keep it Vbeast mode, and ride till the wheels fall off.
This has been another random weekday video by your very own Vbeast. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Most of all, have a Vbeast day.